How's it going, Charles Botenston? Today we're going to be talking about something that is super important. And the reason being is that we all reach a milestone. And this comes in as a comment from, I think, Aaron Morris. I read it like 5 minutes ago. I think it is. I don't have it up on my YouTube. But it made me think, because I'm like, that's such an excellent question, which is, I came out with a video that I hit, I think 600 subscribers. I think it was 500, 600, I don't know. I hit a certain amount of subscribers, and it was a milestone because I remember being at like 100 or 200, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, that's so far away. Like, I remember thinking like, that is so many people that need to press the subscribe button. And think about this video in a milestone that you want to hit. A milestone that could be money. It could be graduating college. It could be, and Erin mentions that she's a sophomore in high school. She reaches this pinnacle in her singing career that she thought she would reach when she's a senior, which is insane. So congratulations, Erin. So she reached it as a sophomore. So I guess, I'm not familiar with the singing and state and competition, but I assume that you've reached the pinnacle. So this is the thing, is that if you haven't reached the pinnacle, in other words, in professional sports, it's winning the championship. The pinnacle, I mean the best, number one. If you haven't reached that, then that's your next milestone. But if you're the best, what is next? Okay, so you think about it all the time, like what makes a great champion? What makes an athlete? Or what makes an amazing, like Warren Buffett? Like, when did Warren Buffett say, oh my God, I can't believe I made $1 million, and then he made 500 million, then he made $1 billion, then 2 billion. It's like, holy cow, like, are there milestones after that? Of course there are, So Erin, that's amazing. Honestly, if I thought about it, I would say, how do I make this a career? How do I make this into what I want to do for my living? And anyone in high school, anyone in college, first of all, you need to feel blessed. I know your life is so freaking easy because you get any information. I had to get information through school or books or whatever. You can now Google it. So if you want to say start a singing career or start whatever you want to do, you can now do it. So excuse me. So going back, I know I just went on a tangent, but I hit a milestone. And Erin was saying she hit a milestone. So I hit a milestone, and then I said there's always more. So in subscribers, obviously there's more people that I want to reach, so that's my next milestone. But with her, if she hit the pinnacle and she became the best, what's after the best? You win a championship, what's after the championship? Okay, so the easy answer, the cop-out answer, I should say, is win more. Win more championships. Like, how does someone like Michael Phelps win, I think it was 9 gold medals in the Olympics? Like, 1 gold medal. Holy cow. First of all, winning 1 gold medal, that's insane. You have the global best swimmers and you win the best. It's crazy. But how do you go on and then you win 9 gold medals? Like, that's... So he wanted to become the best ever. The best ever. So there's the best right now, and then there's the best ever. So once you hit a milestone, and by the way, like I said, milestones are in anything. I remember when I was making 30, I think my first year in real estate was 38,000, then I made 42,000, and it was like, when someone said 100,000, I was like, oh my God, I'm like, that's insane. And then I made 100,000, I was like, wow, that was actually kind of easy. And then I'm like, how do I make more? How do I make 200,000? How do I make, no. So I kept on going, and I'm like, when is enough? So this is the biggest thing, is that you need a milestone, first of all. So a milestone is something in your life. And it could be in sports, it's the championship. In your lifestyle, it's maintaining, it's not hitting a weight goal, it's maintaining a weight goal or maintaining a lifestyle. In wealth, it's easy. I want to make 50,000, then I want to make 100,000, then I want to make 150, 200, 300, and then it goes up from there. And then each milestone, you say, what's more? The biggest thing is, don't just chase milestones, okay? And I said this in the video, because if you chase the milestones, you don't enjoy the journey. I could be honest, is that like the last 5 years, I would say only the last 2 out of the last 7 years that I've been in real estate, I've truly, truly enjoyed and was truly grateful for where I was, because I was always looking for more. I want this. You know, if you're dating, I want a prettier girlfriend, or I want a more handsome guy, or I want more guys in my life. I want more girls in my life. I want more subscribers. I want more money. I want another raise. You know, you're always chasing something more. You're always chasing another milestone. And that's the issue, is that when you keep on chasing the milestone, you're not enjoying it. And then the only time you enjoy it is when it's all over. When you're 60 or 50 and you look back and you're like, wow, that was sick. That was awesome. And every professional athlete always says that. Every professional athlete, after they retire, they'll interview them 5 years later when the fame is not on them as much because they're not playing day-to-day sports. They literally ask them, they're like, what was the best part about your career? Or what are the things that you regret or you wish you did more? And they always say, 99%. They say, I wish I enjoyed it more. So number one, Aaron, is, or anyone, is that you need to enjoy it right now. You know, so you think about it and you go, wow, that's sick. I got an A, or I got the best, or whatever. So it's the same thing with grades. And here's a perfect example. So grades, someone will get an A in math. Okay, great. Well, there's someone that got an A in math and science. Then you're like, okay, I'll get an A in math and science. And then someone got an A, you know, you just move on. Not only do you get an A in this subject, you got an A in this subject and this subject. Not only did you get you started one business that's successful, you started 2 businesses. Not only did you start 2 businesses, but you're also giving back to charity. You know, there's always something more. There's always something that you can expand. And Aaron, you're not the first one. That's the biggest thing, is that, not to slap you in the face, but you're not the only one. You know, there's probably someone that did it while they were a freshman. And it's nothing to demean you, but find out what that freshman did afterwards. Find out what the people before you, what they did once they became the best in their state. Did they become the best nationally? Then internationally? How do I make this my career? How do I make this my lifestyle? How do I monetize this? How do I make this where this is all I do? I don't need to go to college, you know, and I can make a whole video about education and college and everything else and debt. But number one is, I am so bullish on all the people that are younger than me. I'm 30, and anyone that is, say, 21 or in high school, you know, 13, 14, if I had the resources, you guys have everything you want. It's just doing what you want to do and doing it the best you can do it. Not only are you doing it, you're doing the best you can do. All right, so you hit a milestone, now what? Number one is, there's always something more. So you say, okay, you can either look it up and say, once Warren Buffett hit $1 million, what did he want to do? Or once Tony Robbins had 10,000 people at his seminars, what did he do? Oh, he brought in another curriculum. So he was motivating people, but now he's like, let's talk about wealth. Let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about your destiny. So he started expanding. And that's what you have to do, is you have to expand. So for me, I'm expanding into different areas. I have a podcast now. I now am blogging. I'm also doing videos. I also have a business on the side. So it's like, what else can I do? And just spread out from there. It's about depth in one subject. And once you reach that, then you move on to another subject and you replicate it. And then you go breadth, which is the width, which is the expansion. So a perfect example is, one of my passions is cycling. I think cycling is a very challenging sport. You can always make it more challenging. You go up a steeper climb, you go on a further distance, blah, blah, blah. So I did 375 miles. This little thing right here, this little blue medal, is 375 miles I did in Puerto Rico. It was the most challenging thing I've probably done athletically. It was over 3 days, up and down mountains. It was crazy. I was sweating. I was sweating. I love how I added that. Of course, I was in Puerto Rico, and it was 375 miles. But I did that, and then I'm like, what is next? That's the biggest thing, is that you have to ask questions. This makes me so passionate, is asking questions. And I'll talk about that in another video. But what is next? So then I said, okay, I did the distance. Now let's try and do it faster. Okay? So then this is the thing, is that I was like, okay, I did the distance. What's next? Let's do it faster. Okay, great. Now, how do I compete against other people? Okay, now I'm racing. Now I'm saying, how do I actually finish in the top 3? How do I win it? Then I go, okay, how do I win the states? Then how do I win nationally? How do I win it internationally? There is always more. There's always expansion. And this is the thing, is that you probably already know how to expand. You already probably know what's next. The thing is, you might have fear behind it. You might say, well, I don't know, to go national and win singing nationally, or to make $200,000 or to make $1 million, I don't know, that's a lot. You know, but that's the thing, is that that's next. And then you have to say, what price do I need to pay to do that? What parties don't I go to? How much practice do I need to put in? And then you set out to pay that price. You set out to make sure that you actually practice that amount. For me, it's the amount of phone calls I make in the morning is a direct result of how much business I have. Direct result. For you, it could be practice. Athletically, it's obviously what you eat and how much you work out. There's always something more. You have to think about that. And if there's not, and you just retire, great. But also know that there's someone right on your heels. There's always someone that's like me, probably in New York City as well, that's also putting out videos, and they have 1 million subscribers, you know? And for me, it's not about so much the subscribers as how many people I actually influence or change. You know, maybe not change, but I would say how many people actually are affected, you know, and they say, wow, actually that's a good point. So I hope this helps a little bit, but you have to know that there's always something more in your milestone. There's another milestone, and make that your goal. So, and you probably already know what it is. That's the biggest thing. You probably already know what it is. All right? So hopefully this helps. Let me know in the comments below what your milestones are. It could be health, wealth, love, happiness. If it's health and it's weight and you want to lose weight, it's not losing weight. It's maintaining the weight. It's a lifestyle. I cannot stress that enough. It's maintaining the certain amount of money that you're making. It's maintaining the friends that you have, which I'm about to do a video on. All right, guys, subscribe to the video. All the links to me socially is below. Hopefully this helps. Leave a comment below, because that's what really motivates me to make good, better content. All right, have an awesome day. Talk to you soon.